Let's read from this interesting book, My Participation, an autobiography written by Chief Bisi Akande. I want to read from page 366. Chief Akande says, Bola Ige knew Obasanjo's deep-seated hatred for our leader, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, a public confession to which he devoted his book, Not My Will. What Ige did not reckon with was the unrelenting hostility of some members of Afenifere leadership to his aspiration to become the presidential flag bearer of our party, the Alliance for Democracy, and its alliance partner, the APP. Take note of this. Chief Akande says, what Ige did not reckon with was the unrelenting hostility of some members of Afenifere leadership to his aspiration. Can you explain?
Yes, I can. Before the aspirations, I can see that some people were not comfortable that Afenifere was formed in Bola Ige's home and under his chairmanship. And there's a minute for that. But they always talked about that Afenifere having been existing before that time. And we know Afenifere never existed as an organization before that time. It never existed as a political party before that time. It was merely existed as a sobriquet, as a nickname to the action group, or as an interpretation of what we can call action group's motto. And that was why, when Afenifere was banned by the Osun government, when the action group was banned by the Osun government, Afenifere too was banned.
Afenifere as a principle.
Sorry. When the action group was banned, Afenifere was not known. Egbe Omo Oduduwa, which was the cultural organization partnering with action group, that was banned. Afenifere was not recognized because it never existed as an organization nor as a body. But when we were to form the Afenifere, we didn't know what we were going to form. We were going to form an association, a political association for the Yoruba people. But some of us say, don't let us give it a name. Some of us say, give it a name. But in the end, we gave it a name, and we call it Afenifere. And we say, Afenifere was a nickname of the old action group. But because it was a nickname, it was not recognized, it was not banned. So we can name our new organization Afenifere. And that was in 1992 in Bola Ige's home. And
who were there that day?
Oh, Baba Tokwe is still alive.
Ebenezer Baba Tokwe?
Yeah, Ebenezer Baba Tokwe was there, he's still alive. Who do I remember? Many. I have a minute showing names of everybody present at that.
So are you making the point that Afenifere was like the brainchild of Bola Ige?
The name was not, but the association was.
The brainchild,
yes,
of Bola Ige.
Bola Ige. But it was also Badamasi that reminded us of that name. And then we picked it up and we used it. But that time, Afenifere was not that acceptable to anybody because we were divided that time. Some were saying they are Awoist in the Kenya, some were calling themselves all kinds of names. But later, Afenifere became a very popular, arrangement, and we started meeting with Papa Jasin at Owo. We became that united in support of MK Abiola's ambition. That's when Afenifere became well known. And because of Abiola's persecution, Afenifere gave birth to Nadeko that struggled to unseat the military from power. And as soon as the military was out, Afenifere came back to light. So some of his colleagues never liked the idea that Afenifere was Bola Ige's brainchild.
Who are these his colleagues?
Ayo Adebanjo especially, Olaniwon Ajayi, and who
is there Pa Onabanjo?
No. Onabanjo had died. Jakande was part of Afenifere, but by the time he served with Abacha's government, he fell out. But those that remained were not part of us when we were forming the Afenifere.
Because I've heard of the Ijebu Four.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Ijebu Four?
Yes, I know. Yeah, if I remember their name, Papa Olaniwon Ajayi, Papa Ayo Adebanjo, Papa Onasanya, and Papa Abraham Adesanya. I don't know the position of Abraham Adesanya. To me, he's an honest leader, but a little weak because the other three always seems to choke him.
So those were the three main oppositions to Bola Ige.
To Bola Ige.
In Afenifere.
In Afenifere. They were, those three I know of. Then they employed some foot soldiers like Okuromu, like Shonibare, and a few others like that. They have some foot soldiers, among us. But when we saw the trend, some of us were not happy.
By this time, you were the chairman of Afenifere in Osun State.
In Osun State. Some of us were not happy. Then I met Papa Abraham Adesanya. We must do something about this thing. That when Papa Jasin was the leader of Afenifere, we were having a steering committee under the leadership of Bola Ige. And the steering committee prepares, the way forward for the Afenifere to move. And things were moving smoothly. Now that you are the leader, we must resuscitate a steering committee. But Baba Abraham Adesanya seems not to, want to do that.
By this time, Bola Ige was the deputy leader.
Of
Afenifere.
So we go to meeting without knowing who forms the agenda, without, rudderlessly, so to say. And the meeting was becoming unnecessarily noisy and crowded. So we were not happy about that, and we started complaining. But, well, unfortunately, all is history now.
It was Bola Ige who nominated Abraham Adesanya.
Yes.
To be the leader of Afenifere.
To be the leader of Afenifere.
Do you think that was a miscalculation?
It wasn't. The meeting where Abraham Adesanya was elected was becoming rowdy because everybody wanted to say Bola Ige should be the leader. But it was Bola Ige who stood up to remind us that in the tradition of the Awolowo's political associations, when a leader goes, the deputy takes over. And that Ajasin was the leader. He had gone. Abraham Adesanya was the deputy leader. That, therefore, Abraham Adesanya should be the leader. So it makes sense. And all of us supported him. And then somebody moved. It should Bola Ige, who should be the deputy leader. And unanimously we accepted.
But some analysts might be thinking, Bola Ige knew he wanted to run for the presidency.
Yeah.
And this was an opportunity for him.
There was nothing in sight to show that anybody would be president at that time. Abacha was still in it, and Bola Ige was doing sit-down look because he told me privately that the military was going nowhere, even before Babangida left. That's why he started saying he would not join any political organization, and he was doing a sit-down look. So at that time, Afenifere was being created. Bola Ige was not thinking of, any opportunity for presidency. He might be nursing the ambition that in future, if things comes out well, whichever party that will be coming up, he might want to run. He might be thinking that inside him. But that opportunity was not open to many people at that time because Babangida was still in office. Later, Abacha took over. That was when Afenifere was being formed. But when we are changing from adjacent leadership to Abraham Adesanya's leadership, Abacha was still alive. So the idea wasn't because Bola Ige wanted to be president that he felt maybe in order to calm the nerves at that meeting. At that meeting, the youth wanted Bola Ige to be and if you allow it to go to vote, Bola Ige might win. But before anybody would do anything, Bola Ige raised his hand and he talked and he reminded us that in Awolowo's system, whenever a leader goes, a deputy leader, steps into his shoe.
Did that become his undoing?
Well, I wouldn't say so, because I believe in destiny and God. I wouldn't say so. I believe he is a fair-minded leader, and he remembered that was the practice, and he didn't think of himself. He wasn't selfish. If lack of selfishness became his undoing, so be it.
So towards the 1999 election,
yes,
he declared his intention.
No, he was declaring to me, and people were saying that he was having that ambition. But we had a meeting in Kaduna, and many of us, about 7 of us,
in his wife's house?
We had to stay in his wife's house after leaving Tanko Yusuf's house. Some didn't know where to go. It was mid of the night. And it was Bola who said, let's go. My wife is having a place here. And we all moved there. And as we were eating the dinner, he left us and went out. So before I went to sleep, I alerted the wife, please, when uncle comes, when your husband comes back, ask him to see me, wake me up, and I want to have a talk with him. So uncle came with a torchlight to our room, because there was no light, and woke me up, and I said, look, take the opportunity of your friends, Ayo Adebanjo, Olaniran Ajayi, and who? They were all there. Take the opportunity of this night to talk to them about your ambition before we leave here. And as we woke up for the breakfast, he called them to a lobby and he told them. I didn't know what they said, but in the plane, we were in the same plane coming back to Lagos from Kaduna in Shashangi, and I knew Adebanjo and Olaniran Ajayi were talking animatedly with Baba Fasami. So when we arrived in Ikeja, Fasami requested me to carry him to Dr. Autobiography's place. So on our way, he said, Bisi, it appears these people will not be supporting Bola's ambition. I said, what do you say? He said, what do you see? He said, they told him that he told them at the lobby, at the secret lobby, that he was ambitious to becoming the president of the party, and they felt it would be too difficult for them to control, and they would not be ready to support him. Fasami told me that, and I told Uncle that, Uncle, come and see. This is what Fasami told me when we left Kaduna. So how he handled it, I don't know.
By this time, you were already in charge in Osun State?
No, I was chairman of the party. I didn't even know I would be governor by that time.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know I would be governor. We were just forming the AD. AD was very young then. It was immediately after local government election.
So it was clear at that point that Bola Ige had opposition within Afenifere.
Oh, it was clear.
And it was a staunch opposition.
Oh, it was. They really meant to hold him back, at least to stop him from becoming president.
And they stopped him.
Well, let's say they stopped him, but fate stopped him.
You were part of that electoral college?
Yes, I was at the D-Rovan.
D-Rovan?
Yes.
Did you vote for Bola Ige?
Yes, I voted for Bola Ige.
Who did not vote for Bola Ige?
It's very difficult to say who, because it was a secret ballot voting. We were writing names of who we want. And it was, can I remember the result anymore now? I can't remember, but it was very close. But we can't say, I can't say for certain who and who did not vote.
But Bola Ige also picked his persons to be part of that electoral college.
No. The formula was that all governors, maybe all governors were part of the electoral college, and then they selected maybe 1 or 2 from each state.
Did Lam Adesina vote for Bola Ige?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Did Tinubu vote for Bola Ige?
I wouldn't know.
Who was that governor that was half?
Oh, Niyi Adebayo.
Adefarati?
Adefarati definitely didn't vote for Bola Ige.
Why?
Oh, he was campaigning against him in the open, we all know.
Oshoba?
Oshoba, I can't say, but I think Oshoba voted Bola Ige.
Was he not the one that was half?
That was
half governor. They didn't know where he stood.
I won't say so of Oshoba. Oshoba must have voted Bola Ige.
Why was Bola Ige not around during that election?
Honestly, I can't tell you. I didn't even know he was not until after the result.
And he didn't tell you?
No, he didn't tell me.
He was in the United States?
You know, at the D-Rovan, very close by, Uncle Dele was. And when the thing was happening, maybe immediately after I met him, and I wanted to know where Uncle was, where Uncle Bola was, and he told me he traveled.
Were you happy he did not win?
Oh, I was not happy because I know, since he didn't win, I know the man who won would never win.
You were sure Falaye was not going to win?
Oh, yes. I knew there's no way Falaye could win. Who knows Falaye?
Who knows Falaye?
Who knows Falaye? What was Falaye? I say it to him in his... What was Falaye? It was Bola Ige who introduced Falaye to us.
So how did you allow Falaye to contest against Bola Ige?
Oh, he is free to contest. I could have contested.
How could he have defeated Bola Ige when nobody knew him?
Look, how he defeated Bola Ige is beyond my control. But he had every right.
That means Bola Ige had opponents within.
Oh, yes. From the leadership, yes.
He didn't calculate well.
He would not have thought that the result would be like that.
He was disappointed.
He should be very disappointed.
He was angry.
Oh, I was angry too because I knew since Bola Ige did not win, there was no election. It was only Obasanjo now. Who else will vote for him? I mean, all the APP governors, all 7 of them, voted Obasanjo. They voted for themselves at the governorship election and voted for Obasanjo at the presidential election. If it were Bola Ige, it would be different.
And that was the beginning of the crack.
Oh yes, that was. No, I would say, oh yeah, that was the beginning of the crack, but the end came with the death of Bola Ige. The death of Bola Ige was the death of Afenifere. Because he founded it, and he took it away.
He founded it.
He founded it.
And he took it away.
He took it away.
Afenifere is not dead, Chief Bisi Akande.
I don't know. I don't know where it is. Maybe you know. It's not the Afenifere we formed you.
So this Afenifere is...
I don't know. Is there one now?
But your man, Tinubu, visited Afenifere before the election.
We visited Fasorati.
Fasorati.
We visited Fasorati.
Not Afenifere.
Some people are just pushing we are Afenifere. Some people will go to Fashion and say we say we are Afenifere. Some will go to Adeba and just say we are Afenifere. Which one are you talking about now? As far as I know, Bola has taken away Afenifere.
Afenifere is gone.
It's gone.